at all that grease coming off that shift boot there.
It is snap.
And so it is a new day, guys. Since you last saw this car, the C63 has now been more or less completed and ready for paint. So that's off the cards for now. But until then, our full focus is now going to be on the Porsche. The Porsche is now on the fancy lift, and we're going to lift it up so we can take a look underneath and really get a good look at what the damage is on this thing.
All right, time to bring her up.
But before we get to inspecting underneath this car, we need to address something that I mentioned in the last video of the Porsche, and that was related to the drive shaft issue. Now in the last video, if you remember, we weren't sure if the drive shaft had been impacted inwards and caused the transmission to be broken, because there was a loud noise while shifting, which led us to believe that something could have been very wrong with the transmission. But we've had a discovery since then, which I put in the intro of the video if you were paying attention, but if not, I'll play it for you again. Now if you look and listen in that video, you can actually hear the drive shaft is spinning within that boot. It's called a CV boot. Essentially, it works like a key. There's notches on each side. One side fits into the transmission by slotting in, and the same on the other side. It slots into the wheel hub. This allows it to put power to the wheels and move the car. Now that's all good and well, but the issue arises if the drive shaft is to get impacted inwards really hard, because that would impact the transmission directly, meaning we would need a new transmission, which I'm sure you can imagine is not cheap whatsoever. Now in our case, as you can see, the drive shaft is spinning inside of that boot and not stuck into the transmission, which means that the drive shaft did not actually go all the way in and break the transmission, which is a very good sign for us. But before we get ahead of ourselves, let's get back to the walk around so we can really discover the true extent of this damage.
Okay, well, you can't see anything at all. You can see a bit back here. Look, that's the gearbox. Is it? Yeah, right? That's like the diff. So it's a mid-engine car, guys. That means the engine sits between the front axle and the rear axle.
The engine sits there in front of the rear axle there.
Yeah, look at that. I'm guessing that's the cat. Better get rid of that.
Yeah, we're gonna put a lot of things on it.
Look at all that grease coming off that shift boot there. I mean, where even is the shift boot? Oh, there it is, but it's leaking a hell of a lot.
God, it's actually hard to get angles.
That drive shaft is so messed up.
See grease everywhere.
So messed up. Obviously, we knew that
and
anyway.
This, I forgot what it's called. That's bent like a banana. You can see.
Yeah.
But yeah, pretty interesting.
It doesn't look bad though. Like there's really no huge damage at all. Like, it's good.
Yeah.
We've got a steal.
We will reveal the price, like we always do, at the end of the build. So stick through every single one of our episodes, because we will reveal how much this costs.
Don't go anywhere.
Don't go anywhere. Interesting ideas, like I said. So also stick around for that. But yeah, I think we'll get a couple things off now, maybe, and then.
I mean, yeah, let's make a start.
Let's make a start on this thing.
And so, the first step in this process is to take off the wheels. And now that the wheels are off, we can actually get a really good look at what is damaged with this suspension, because the walk around underneath, you couldn't really see a lot, but now we can see the full extent of this damage. So let's get to what we discovered.
And funny enough, there is no wheel. Wait, is the wheel liner this army looking rubber? No, it can't be. There is no wheel liner, I don't think.
No, there isn't.
Yeah, there is no wheel liner.
Completely gone.
But now you can see. I'm assuming that's the wheel.
You can see the banana.
There's that, and the wheel must have just ate the bottom of this spring.
Yeah.
And in there. Look at that.
It's stuffed. It's stuffed. We're gonna need a new one. We always knew that.
It's all flaking in there. Actually, see a little bit of leakage.
Yeah. Look at all that grease coming off that shift boot there. I mean, where even is the shift boot? Oh, there it is. But it's leaking a hell of a lot.
God, it's actually hard to get angles.
That drive shaft is so messed up.
See grease everywhere.
So messed up. Obviously, we knew that
and
anyway.
This, I forgot what it's called. That's bent like a banana. You can see.
Yeah. That's the control arm, no?
There will be a lot more damage.
But that's not the control arm. What's that?
So all in all, there's quite a bit of work to be done to the car. This includes a new trailer arm, wheel liner, shock absorber, clean the transmission, and the obvious one, we need a new drive shaft, and finally rims. And for those of you with recommendations on rims, please leave them down below because we read all of your comments. But let's not waste any more time, let's get to actually taking off this suspension. Alright, and it's finally time to take off the damaged suspension. The first thing to come off is the bolt holding one end of the drive shaft in. Then, it's time for the brakes to be taken off with two bolts, one at the bottom of the caliper and the other at the top. And once that's done, we can tie it out of the way. Then, it's onto the hard part, those damn control arms and sway links. The reason it's so hard is because it's actually under a lot of tension due to that rear sway bar, which makes the Porsche handle very good. But once that's out of the way, it's onto the trailer arm, which you can see is not in good condition, so it's a good thing we removed it. And after all that's off, we should have enough movement to get the drive shaft out, which is our main issue.
Here we go. There's the drive shaft.
Hold on. Gotta go back.
She's off. With this drive shaft, you should not be able to do that at all. That is stuffed. Same with this side, a bit.
Then we can complete the final piece of the puzzle, and that's to take the three strut mount bolts out, and we have ourselves one bent shock absorber. Now I bet you're wondering why we've already reached the end of the video, because it seems like there's more to come, right? Well, we have some unfortunate news relating to the entire next segment of this build.
Okay guys, so this next bit was actually supposed to be us taking off all the front bumper and the rear bumper, but the footage corrupted, which is great. So we're gonna have to just tell you basically what happened and what we found when we took off the front bumper and the rear bumper. I think we got a little bit of footage, but really not much.
Just a couple shots. Alright, so obviously, as you guys all know, this car was damaged on the front, the rear, and the rear quarter. We'll start at the front of what we discovered. Essentially, the main thing with this car that we actually wanted to be okay was these side radiators, because they're actually extremely hard to bleed, and we didn't want to have to go through that. Now, because we don't have the footage, I get to tell you that these were in fact not damaged, which is the first piece of good news in this. As you all saw, the car looked like it ate a curb, which the main damage was around this section. And it turns out that these two crash bars below me actually saved most of the impact from this car. As we'll show you, because I think we still have a couple shots, it was mainly these two crash bars and this tub that took all the damage instead of these side radiators. And would you believe it? Even the horn isn't even that broken. It's just a little bit chipped. So from here on, our plan is to pull the tub out, which you'll see later in this video. So where we straighten absolutely everything, get this back to where it should be. And that is just about it for the front. There's no damage to the headlights, any of these brackets, nothing here. And the only thing left to do is to align this so that hopefully this thing shuts and latches onto that. But we'll get to that in just a moment. Now, I don't have to describe this side part because you guys, we didn't lose that footage, thank God, because that would have been this entire episode done. As for the back though, I mean, you can see for yourself, there's nothing really wrong with it, to be honest. This crash bar here, the big thing, straight. Not even the styrofoam survived, which is absolutely insane in my opinion. The wing, there's literally nothing wrong with this. Hopefully you can see. That's what I was talking about when I said the front looked like it hit or ate a curb. And you'd be surprised with that amount of damage, how the hell the radiators are still straight. Not even the brackets are broken and they're plastic. Absolutely insane. And also these as well. These are air guides for the intercoolers, and the worst is just that. I mean, seriously? Absolutely insane that even they survived. I don't know how. Because this bumper, let me tell you, these crash bars here at the front, you can see how badly they're bent. But when we went to pull the bumper off, I mean, everything in there was like wrangled like it had been in a blender. It was damn hard to pull the bumper off. Even the DRL survived too. And also, to finish up here, like I said, rear bumper, literally no major damage other than this side, which, you know, it has a couple rubber marks from, I'm assuming, a tire, but really nothing major. So as you would have seen, we were onto a winner. We still are onto a winner, but I think now it's time to get onto a part that didn't corrupt, which was pulling that front tub out. And after that, we have a couple parts on the way, and then next video we'll be putting everything back together. I want to let you know really quick, just to leave your thoughts about what we should do with the body of this car, because we didn't describe it too well in the last video. We'd like to do a GT4 mock-up, but we want to hear from you guys, so leave your thoughts in the comments below.
So with all the bad news out of the way, it's time to get onto something more positive, fixing the tub on our Porsche, as it's one of the major damage points this car has, as it's actually part of the reason we got this car so cheap.
So we're going to be now actually trying to pull this tub out, because obviously it's kind of bent inwards at the moment. So we have purchased this like tool thing to like push it out basically. I don't really know, but I never used this before. But use this to get this more that way, and it's gonna be good. So we're gonna do it.
So the first step in the process is to tear apart the front trunk's interior, because in our case, we need to be pushing the tub from the inside outwards to get it straight again.
So here, you can actually see how far now. That's like a proper view. It's the first time I've seen it too.
Yeah, the brightness on this is good. It's picking it up well. You can see it's actually kinked like throughout the whole thing.
This thing is, that's bad. I didn't know the bottom was kinked too.
Yeah.
Damn, okay. Well, that kind of changes things a bit, I feel like, but now we can see what's going on. That's pretty bad.
Yes.
Let's get to pushing it out, I guess.
Alright, just a better angle of what we're working with. Pulled down here, kinked in there, kinked in there. You get the idea. It's what Jake explained before. I think we're going to put a piece of timber under here. And then...
And at the front there, too.
And at the front there, Jack will try and get this as 90-degree angle-ish as we can. And yeah, just work it slowly, because if that jack's very powerful, I think it's like 2 tons. You pull it too hard, you're gonna literally just pull the panels apart.
Yeah.
But yes, we'll get to it.
Quite excited. We could do a pretty good job here, I reckon.
Yes.
Now I won't bore you with tons of footage of us pushing out this tub, but just know it takes a lot of time, because you have to move the jack to all different points of the tub to ensure it's all even and stretched out properly.
You going? Alright guys, so now that we pushed the tub a bit and the top bit as well, we are hoping that the bonnet or the front will actually be able to shut now. I don't know though, what do you think?
I think it will shut. Where's the key?
I got the key. Alright, ready?
Go for it.
3, 2, 1.
Is that it? There you go.
There we go, it shuts. Yay! Wait, let me pop it. Oh, yeah. See if this works too. Wow, look at that. There we go. So we've managed to actually fix that so that the front can shut. That's pretty good. Very good. CJ panels, I told you.
Now, all that was left to do is align these metal tabs for the bumper, and as you see here, that's the tub fixed. As Jake said, if you guys need any panel work done, just hit me and Jake up on CJ Panels and we'll sort it out for you. And And with everything said and done, I'd like to thank each and every one of you who have made it through to the end of our video. Now I think there's only one thing left for you to do, and that's to subscribe. And if you liked the video, please leave a thumbs up and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.
Me busca lo mío, por lo mío siempre me la he bebido. Saben que me busca lo mío, yeah. Castigaste y nunca pido recibo. Ahora me busca lo mío.